Well,
So it's very nice to meet you, everybody.
Thank you.
Hello.
And if I have questions, I will make it. But from now on, I'm just observing. Thank you.
Fine.
George, do you have the agenda or?
The agenda, I have not the agenda. I thought really to let Andrea present his PowerPoint or his proposal.
I think the PowerPoint has been presented yet to
That's right.
everybody.
That's right.
So we are here to build something about this academy. Maybe a short presentation.
Yes, I would like to present some very shortly the PowerPoint about the Academy, and I prepare just a couple of slides in order to introduce the discussion about the next steps and what we may do with the Academy. So I will just go through go very fast through the slides. And then I will present you some ideas, some work to do in the next steps. Okay? Yeah. So just one moment, please. I try to share my screen. Could you see it?
Yes, Andrea.
Yes.
Okay, this is a short introduction. I do not know how many people have already seen that. The presentation of Ecett Academy. I do not know if Jessica was there. But it's okay. I will just introduce you, and I will let you to go in the platform if you want to download the complete series of slides. So Ecett Academy, GPB Academy is an idea we developed during the last years and many discussions we had in the management board and some steering committees and so on. And the idea is to create an advanced training center, taking advantage of all the heritage of knowledge we gathered during the last years with Ecett Academy. You know that we have a lot of good practices in our database. Some of them are very high quality, and they are written in a very good way, and so with a full description of what the trainees observed, and so on. Sorry. Welcome, Atina. Okay, Atina, we have just started, and we have started to present the academy idea with some slides. So the idea is to take advantage of this database of good practices, but also of all the skills and all the expertise we have within our community, within the people that is working with Ecett at this moment, and who has been working for many years in our network. And so the idea is to use that knowledge and that expertise to create a training center, a European training center, taking advantage of new technology, but maybe also providing in-presence learning, and so more traditional learning activities and training. So just we have already seen. The idea is to start this year. The first phase is already on, and I will tell you some more words about that later. The idea is to start to collect information about people who are able to teach within the academy, who are able to provide training to other organizations, and after that to work also with them, also with the teachers who candidate themselves to participate to the Ecett Academy, to design maybe training courses. We have, as you know, we have already started with webinars in English and French language, and starting from next webinar, we will translate it also in Italian, and so we will have the opportunity to cover a very large target group of potential learners. The objectives of the Academy are to provide high quality and innovative training through experienced professionals, so not focusing mainly on approaches or methodologies, but focusing on practice and on experience in the field, in improving competencies of the professionals working in the social health field with the help of good practice, because also the more traditional training activity of our academy will be linked, will be strictly connected with the good practice methodology, and also widening the activity of Ecett in Europe with a new offer of services. So the idea is to start to act as a training center, not only a center fostering the knowledge exchange, fostering the exchange of good practices and so on. So it's a step forward. We will do it with this methodology, so taking advantage of the database of good practices, working on methodologies, on training and learning methodologies based on knowledge sharing, so not only traditional training where someone is explaining something and trying to transmit contents, but also methodologies which are based on knowledge exchanges and sharing expertise and skills and information among participants, and also to provide intervention, providing intervention models based on evidence-based and peer-reviewed. I think that the peer review is another important added value which Ecett Academy may provide to our customers. We may call also in that way, because it is at the base of our methodology. When someone asks people coming from another country, colleagues from another country, he or she is not only transmitting knowledge, she's not only sharing practices, but she is also doing a peer review activity with the other colleagues, because they are commenting, they are asking questions, they are showing how they do in their countries in different ways. In some cases, they are also highlighting weaknesses or some critical points in what they see. And so I think that this is also a very good way to train people and to grow up organization and professionals. As you know, we are creating a team of training designers. We will ask the participation of the people who candidate themselves during the first phase. And so we will create this team in order to be able to answer to potential requests from potential customers who are asking for training. We are building a database of trainers. At the moment, we have no many curricula, but I think we have 12 or 14 CVs. But we will try to collect availability from other partners in other countries. There is a online form which is available to whom want to candidate themselves to be a teacher in the academy. There will be a section of the website and a specific platform. At the moment, there is only a section in the Ecett platform. I do not know if we will decide to create a separate platform for Ecett Academy, or we will keep it embedded in the main platform. It's a decision we may take together. It's not so important. But every activity, every training activity in Ecett Academy will be supported by a e-learning system. Maybe totally learning if we will do only online activity, mainly in this period, which is quite complicated in terms of travels and in-presence training activity, but also to support the activity, the training activity in the field. And so the learning platform will be a system which will be a database of learning tools, of materials, of documents, of slides, but also a place where people may go to learn and to train themselves about the topics offered by Ecett Academy. We will build a service charter which will be based, our offer will be based on customized training courses, maybe online or maybe in person, training courses online and in person, webinars, online conferences, and good practice-based training. And so we will describe what we offer. For that reason, it's very important that each of us who is interested in candidate himself or herself in as a teacher will provide us with a complete idea of what they may do, of the topics they may teach on, and so on. We will, of course, foster mobility activity integrating in the training activity, because the idea is also to support our more traditional training activity with travels and with specific methods of training developed in Ecett. And so maybe after a specific training, we will try to offer the visit of potential of host, which potentially may provide a support to the knowledge acquired during the course. Maybe we will have the opportunity to participate to Erasmus Plus project. You know that we are waiting for the new calls related to the period 21-27, and I think that partners in our network, we could take advantage of this initiative of the European Commission. And we may offer also management consulting to develop new services and within organization, to do crisis management, to open new services, and so on. So what we have to do is to gather the information, so the CVs. I will give you, after the presentation, the link to the website. So if you haven't yet filled in the form, you may take a look, and you may complete it by sending your preferences about the topics and the expertise, and adding your CV. We will create the service charter. We will do promotional webinars where we will explicitly present the Ecett GPB Academy, and we will start to advertise about our initiative in our networks. And so if you agree with this idea, and you know that in your country or in your area there are specific needs which may be covered by the offer of Ecett Academy, we may try to make a project, a customized project for that organization or for that group of professionals, in order to provide our support and our training. And to do that, we will need the support of national and European federations, local partners, local institutions, and any kind of friend of Ecett could be accepted in that phase. So we will design a specific training, and also we will try to make available some traditional and less traditional training activity. If you need some further information, you may contact Fabienne or me by this email. And just another couple of slides. Sorry. Sorry, I stopped 1 minute. Do you have question about what I've said, or was it clear?
Yes,
Yes.
it's clear, just in the different steps. I wonder if it could be more interesting to design the trainings before promoted them, as our future clients knows well what we are going to offer, or to vendre, to sell. Maybe we have to be very clear about that point. What are we going to sell? What are we going to offer? For which price? How? And so on. And then promote it. What do you think about that?
I do not think we may do only in that way. I think that this is a way, so we have to try to provide a clear offer to our potential customers. But I think also that the kind of training we are offering should be a little bit more customized. And so I think that we should work in two ways. One way is to make a charter of services, a charter of training opportunities we may spread in our networks, by saying we are able to provide you training about these topics. But another way is to collect specific training needs and to build on that and to design on that specific training project. So I think that we have to work in both ways.
Okay, so you suggest that we are going to work very individual solution to reach the objective of the client.
Yes, also
You
in that way.
customize each training. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Understand. Thank you.
I think this will be a characteristic of Ecett offer, because we have to make a distinction between what other academies or training centers can offer and what we offer. I think to be very adapted to the needs of the trainees is one characteristic that we should have, but also to remain focused on our initial model, the model of the journeyman, of people of the field, people working, sharing their knowledge with other people.
Okay, another question. Do we know now how the training will be given? Online, physically, only online?
I think in any way. I think that we have to start we have to start online because of the condition we are, I think, in every country in Italy, but we may provide also training in a physical way, in presence, in person, in the different countries. As you know, the more large is the database of trainers, and the more able we will be to offer a local and a specific training, or maybe a specific accompaniment to organization, to professional. Because I'm not, as I said earlier, I'm not focusing only on traditional training. I think that we could offer also coaching or training, supervision, and so many methodologies, and through many media, not only in presence or not only in e-learning. I think that the webinars we are doing now are a good example of what we may do, but we may go farther and also add some other opportunities.
Yes, I would like to know if the participants, if they see the interest of making something complementary. So traditionally, Ecett is exchange of internships and making good practices, writing good practices. And also now we began with webinars for sharing good practices. So do you understand why it should be interesting to make an academy? Do you see an interest for your organization? Do you think that your organization can take something from an academy of Ecett?
May I speak, George?
Yes.
I would like to thank Andrea and the team who is working on this very interesting idea. I think that we, as Ecett, we have a big experience in good practice, in exchange experiences, and this academy could be an important added value to be added on the previous experiences. I think it will be it will need a lot of work to build this project, but it is very interesting. And I would like to add that 2 days ago I attended a webinar of the National Agency for the Education of Adults in Italy, Agenzia Indira, that the webinar was about the next call for Erasmus Plus project.
Mhm.
And I think that a project like this academy could find a place within European funding, because in the new program, funds will be granted to a center of excellence that are not only university, but also organization that work in training for adult. And I think that maybe this Ecett Academy could find a place within this type of funding. So I think that this may help to spread this project, and our organization will be really interested in being part of this academy that I think will be an added value for our network. So thank you very much.
Annalisa, as CES Formazione is an organization very competent and a big organization for training, how could an Ecett Academy be complementary to what CES Formazione is already doing?
Oh, yes, we do training, but we do it just at national level, maybe more regional level. So I think that our experience can be spread also outside, but we also can learn a lot of things from other countries, other expertise.
Hi, may I speak?
Yes, of course.
Okay. First of all, yes, as Annalisa, I agree. I agree with Annalisa. It's a great idea. I think when you sent the mail, Andrea, I wrote you back, great idea, or something like that in the email, because I think it's really it could be really useful, and I know that it will be a lot of work, but thanks a lot for this idea, for this project. And one thing, and I agree with Annalisa that this could be really useful in the new Erasmus project to insert part of it, or yes, in the new call of proposal. One thing I would suggest is you said, Andrea, that if I understood well, that most of that the training will be tailored or customized according to the people or to the organization who ask it, and I agree. But I do think, as Fabienne also said, that maybe we could have, or the academy could have, some standard courses, some standard like training, short, or just to give an idea, just to show immediately what we can offer. Because otherwise, I see what Fabienne said, it's difficult to offer something from, let's say, from the database, from the experience, of course, but the people who don't know Ecett, maybe then it's difficult to sell something if they don't see it, something that's standard, and then you say, okay, but this is just to give an idea, you can have whatever you want. This is what my suggestion, if I understood well. I'm not sure.
I agree with you, Silvia. In fact, I think that the webinars are going in that direction, because they are improving the quantity of activities we may put online, and we may give to other participants. You know that each webinar is recorded, and so we have also a history, registration, a video, some videos about the presentation of good practices. The first 3 or 4 good practices I've seen were very interesting, and I think that they may be used and grabbed and used in other training activities by mixing them, by using as a short presentation within a more complete course about a specific topic, and so on. I know that we are at the starting point, and so we have few opportunity, and it is for that reason that I'm trying now to create something which is only something more than nothing, in order to let people to enter our website, our platform, and to see that there is already something. And the idea, you will see, is not only based on the webinars, on other training activities, but I would start also with other proposal, in order to have a catalog of some courses and a catalog of some training opportunities, which may be gathered and used within our partnership. I will show you in the next 2 or 3 slides. If there is no questions or
I've got another question.
comments,
you said,
yeah.
Sorry, you said at the beginning that there is that there will be the possibility for the Italian translation, even for the teacher. I mean, can I suggest a teacher or a trainer who cannot speak English? Because you know that
yes. Now we are collecting the CVs of teachers, and we are asking them in which language they are available in training. And so if we know that someone has that specific need, or we want to provide that kind of teacher for that kind of topic, and we have it only in Italian or in Greek or in, we will take a way to provide it in the language of the target groups, as we normally do within Ecett, when someone is visiting an organization and he or she doesn't know the language of the visited institution. Normally we find solution, maybe a translator, maybe someone who helps, maybe someone in the organization who understands the language of the person, and so I think that at the moment, at this point, we have to be as more open as possible. And so any kind of language and any kind of content is welcome.
Okay, thank you.
I want to talk. Well, I agree with Silvia and Annalise. I think it's a very good proposal. And I was thinking how the association Proyecto Hombre could participate or will participate. In Madrid, we have a training school. And I was thinking, how is the level of English to participate? So with this that you talk now, Andrea, could be possible, no, to share courses because I think my idea, I don't know, Joan, the level of English in Spain is low. No, as the people don't talk English. So I have to talk with the International Commission, and talk with the director of the training school. I think we can offer at least, I don't know, I don't know a lot, but at least one topic to Ecett Academy. I think could be possible. I like the idea too. That's my opinion.
Well, yes, I think Jessica and Annalisa and Silvia, you are in big organizations having a lot of experience in training, but in one language. So this maybe can be our complementarity. If you agree to be ambassadors for Ecett and to try to see if there are yes, synergies possible with your organization and Ecett for the international aspect, that would be very interesting for Ecett.
Yes, I have to ask with a responsible, but I try at least.
I would like also to ask to Andrea, what is the quality of the system of translation, the online translation? Did you try it? For example, you said a webinar in French could be translated in Italian. Is the quality good? Is it written Italian or is it oral Italian?
The quality in written language has improved dramatically during the last couple of years. And I think that it's a good way, for example, to translate slides and to translate written contents. It doesn't work so well in speech and in spoken language, but I think that it will improve as well in the next few years. And I see that the subtitles, the caption in YouTube or in other, for example, in Meet are quite good quality. If they are not good in translating, because in some cases it is too slow or not too, or the quality is not acceptable, you may use even the subtitles or the caption in the same language of the speakers, and this is lowering the language skills needed to follow a conversation, because sometimes you are not able to understand completely the spoken language, but if you have subtitles with a description, a transcription of what people are saying, it is easier. And so I think that it will help a lot. But for example, in Italian Federation of Therapeutic Community, we have decided to have a human translator in order to facilitate the group and so on. But we may see how the system, the online translating system is working. We may have the support, for example, of recorded lectures which may be translated not in real time, but in a post-editing version. And this will help because normally the quality is better. And so I think that we will find a solution to overcome that problem. I know there is that kind of problem, but I think also what you have said earlier, we have partners, training partners in Europe, and in some cases Ecett Academy may work in cooperation with Chase Formazione, with Project Ombre, with Chase Rome, with other organizations providing training, and in that way we may find a solution to send a couple of teachers able to speak in the local language and in English or in French or in another language. I'm quite open and I'm not too worried about that, because I think that we have to see it case by case, not with a general solution. It will depend on the cost of the solution we will provide. It will depend also on that, but I think that we will find a good solution and a cheap solution for everyone.
Okay, Andrea, I see here on this slide, disseminating initiative, gathering teachers, preparing survey, and making a charter. what could be our first steps concretely in the next month?
First of all, yes, sorry.
No,
First of all, we have to enlarge the database.
I can thank Trampoline, because Trampoline decided to put Paulina 1 day each week in service of Ecett. So we have the help of Paulina 1 day each week for helping us. So yes, Paulina, Andrea.
Yes, I think that the most urgent thing to do is to collect other CVs, to create a team among the group of potential teachers who may support the activity of the academy. I think about a monthly meeting in order to work on that and to start to write the charter of training, the charter of services. I think that we have to start to gather training opportunities which may be embedded in our activity. I am thinking about, for example, on courses which are developed within Erasmus Plus project, and normally you may create with them a win-win situation, because I'm thinking about a couple of projects where I'm working in with partners also from Ecett, and one project is related to the training of professionals and of ex-users in order to support the reintegration of their mates in therapeutic communities, not only for drug addicts, but also for people with psychiatric disease. And the other project is about the importance of sport and physical activity, is coordinated by Ecett in Greece, sport and physical activity in the therapeutic community. Both projects will produce e-learning course. And so I think that if they want to give us the product of the course, which may be embedded in our offer, and in order to start to have something, Ecett will have something to show, something to integrate with its training activities, and the partnerships of the project will have the opportunity to spread and to disseminate their activities in a larger way. And so I think that both we will take advantage of that opportunity. Ecett, by having something more to offer, which is provided for free and which may be integrated, for example, with the travels, with the traditional activities of Ecett, and so on. And in the case of the partnership, they will have just more participants, which is crucial to report their project and to improve the amount of people gathered during the dissemination activity. And so this is a small way. I've already talked about the webinars. We may think about other initiatives. I think that if we start to think about what we want to share and what we have to share, and we start to think to the academy as a place where you may not only share good practices, but you may also share training opportunities, I think it will be great. And even if no one will follow a course or will attend to a specific course, but just to show that we have something to offer. On the other hand, we have to work on the charter, and we have to write a list of activities, of topics we may teach on, of training we may offer in different situations, of supervision, of management, of coaching, of management at the management level, on supporting community and supervising them in opening new services and new structures which are already functioning in other countries, and anything else.
Andrea, you spoke about making a team of teachers. Yes, this is something we can start to discuss now with the participants to this meeting. I think that people like Annalisa, Silvia, Jessica might be interesting participants for such a team because they are in link with the national organization for training. What would be for you the criteria for making a good team of teachers?
I think that the willingness to participate is enough. So just participation, just contributing with ideas, with the personal contribution. If we have some different expertise in the team, it will be better, because I normally teach about some specific topics. I'm not working on clinical aspects, on therapeutic aspects, but I work more on prevention activities, and I teach more on prevention activities and in management activities. But if we have a multi-professional team and multi-competencies team, it will be better. So we are very open, and we just ask you to participate to a monthly meeting.
Yes, and we can share documents on Drive for working on it together.
Yeah.
Okay. And what can we do now for having the CVs? Or will we make a document to be spread by the participants around
No,
them?
there is
Actually,
the form.
Trainers. Actually, we have 15 candidates.
Okay.
Because Andrea did already the formula of candidature, and yes, he will show. And we have 15 persons interested in giving. Maybe it could be 12 or 13, because we are in, Andrea, so as a test.
Yes.
So now we have some candidates. What are we going to do with those documents? And maybe the information was not given in an individual way.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I sent last week, are you interested in become a trainer for Ecett? And then I gave the information, but I had no response from this mail. I wonder if the participant has received it. I don't know.
But if you may help us to share this this link, could you see the link in the chat?
I think we need now to make who will do what.
Yes.
Who will do what, and with which tools and so on. So maybe in trampoline, I can speak to three persons who could be interested by the project and explain them, and so we can each in our proximity circle touch people by speaking, by sending documents, but not only sending the mail. They receive too much mails, so we can try to test another approach. What do you think, Andrea? I know
yes,
that
the CVs I have collected in Italy have been collected by a personal email sent by me to my Italian colleagues. And so I've sent them the information. I've told them that we were collecting the CVs and the forms for this initiative. I've very shortly explained the initiative. I've just provided the slides.
Yes.
In order to
personal contact with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it worked. I think it has worked because we have some responses from Italy. And so I think that if each of us may do the same with his or her colleagues, it will work.
So that's the first thing we can do each. How many colleagues do you think you can touch with this idea in a personal way? For Paulina, for example, I think to Vanessa Tichon. We have to speak with her, and she could be a very good teacher. A person who were not working now for Trampoline, but Caroline Debay could be a very good teacher also. So if we think in our network, who could be interested and have a list of persons that we can share on Drive, and we can say, yes, she will interested, she will, and so on. Also, a question, a condition to be a teacher for Ecett. Does the person has written a good practice or not? If she hasn't written any good practice, but she is a good teacher in a specific matter, do you think that could be okay or not? Is it a condition? Is it a condition to be a teacher? Right?
No, I do not think that a written good practice should be a condition, but I think that we have to explain to all the candidates and all the potential teachers that we will base our offer and our training activities on good practices. And so we will ask them, for example, to take a look at the database of good practices to find examples of what they are teaching, to understand our methodology, but I think that this is more related to the phase when we will deliver the training, and before delivering the training, when we will design the training, we will see if they are available to do that, and they are available to teach in that way. But I think that yes, a written good practice shouldn't be a condition.
Should be a condition, yeah. Or propose to write one if they have did. I thought about in Trampoline, Anne Gérard is a very good teacher for our resident. And she has, because I talk a lot with her, and she has a lot of tools to answer to different problematic, to different resident, dual dynastic or resident who cannot write, who cannot read. And she has very good tools for those sort of clients. But there is no good practice on the database on this subject. And she has never participated to a mobility. So she hasn't the possibility to write a good practice, but I'm sure she will be a very good candidate for, and she will nearly be retreat. So it could be interesting. She will have time to do it. So that's why I asked the question about this good practice, but could be interesting that she write one. Yeah.
Yes, Fabian, if I may also just a quick comment. You are talking about the good practices. It seems to me that we need something like a, I don't know, like a job offer or a job description, not exactly job, but a role description, that when approaching our partners and our candidates in our proximities, we can provide them with something on paper, because not many of them always know exactly what Ecett is about, and they might be confused by the field, for example, or by the level of English, or by the form. You know, I can imagine that if we had like I call it a job description, like the minimum standards that we need or require as to education, as to number of years of experience in the field, as to experience with teaching, you know. I would think that these criteria are important for us also to, I mean, we don't want to compromise the quality of our trainings. And I don't say that we need a university degree. I don't think that is the point, but we should secure a certain level of experience of people.
Maybe we can build that now and give a lot of idea about that. Not to speak,
Why not?
but we can each give an idea that what is the minimum to be a trainer for Ecett. That could be interesting to have a list. No? What do you think
Yes,
about?
but I would prefer to do that in a specific commission in order to take that kind of decision. So my
Yes,
idea is always to be very open at the beginning, but if you agree and if you fill in the form, it doesn't mean that you will be selected to be a teacher. It is just a first step, and so that kind of decision, I would like to take that kind of decision on the list of teachers, because you have just and I think that in my email I've written that if you fill in the form, you are not automatically selected as a teacher within Ecett. And so normally I prefer to be open at the beginning and to do the selection after that.
Yes, but I think then the people.
If I see that, I say, well, I won't do it because maybe I have no chance to be. So it could be discouraging to encourage people to do the exercise and then say, I'm sorry, you have not the competence to be.
I feel the same for us, just thinking of my partners and my colleagues in Magdalena, for example. I even send it to them, but as I say, you know, they are not confident enough to apply because they don't know. I mean, their experience can be 5 years in teaching. Is it enough? Is it not enough? You know, they have been only teaching online for the past 6 months, for example. It's very new to them. I think they still, they still look for their confidence in these ways. The level of English, for example, is a huge thing. I would specify whether there is a possibility for translation or what is the form that it would take. I think to make it a little bit more understandable or comprehensible what we want from the candidates for trainers.
Well, what's the idea of the others?
I think we are now starting the work of the team of teachers. We are doing it together. What should be the task of the team of teachers? And so I will be very glad at the end of this meeting now, if we know who among you is ready to have a monthly meeting to discuss about such things. Also, I think that we have to open a drive folder with the good documents. For example, the example of the email that Andrea has sent to his colleagues. This is interesting to have this model of email that we can eventually adapt to our reality and to send it to our colleagues. So yes, can you eventually say already now if you would agree to participate to the team of teachers? Maybe I can start with Sylvia. Do you think you can have a possibility one time each month to participate?
I've lost the last sentence, George, because I don't know how to say in English. The things I had in my ear fell down. I can join the team, as you say, but to support, or you mean to join the team as a teacher? This is the thing I haven't understood.
To me, I don't know if Andrea agrees, but to me now it is to think about the strategy.
Okay, then yes, fine.
Okay, fine. See, Athena.
Okay.
Yes, Sylvia, you wanted to say something more?
Yes, I want to just to say something that very soon we will have a meeting. Very soon, it means in like at the end of March, we will have a meeting. Every month we have a meeting with the responsible and so on. So I would like to forward this the academy to them and to see if they want to join. I mean, if they are trainers, I want to, as Fabienne said, not using the email, I want to speak with them to say that there is this opportunity to learn or to offer training for those who can who are able to be trainer. Is it okay if I do it like at the end of the month?
That's a good idea. So you need a document for that.
Yeah, or I can prepare it as you wish. I mean, I can have a document. I can prepare it, or from the thing I have, or I need a document. Yes, but I want to present it to all my colleagues. I mean, the responsibles, we call it like that, so that they can then forward it to the others when they go back to their services.
Thank you, Sylvia.
Okay.
Athena.
Hi, good morning. I think that Theodora is more appropriate for this kind of preparation, so she could speak about it.
Yes, if there is no problem with all of you, I could join the monthly meetings, just as long as coronavirus permits us to do that, of course. And also I would like to say that we already have 4 colleagues that applied the survey.
Okay. Could you repeat, because I did not understand who can do what?
I will be joining.
Okay.
I will be joining the monthly meetings.
I cannot understand.
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay. So Theodora is going to join the monthly meetings, and 4 colleagues of mine had applied for the teaching platform.
Fine. Fine. Thank you.
Okay,
Jessica.
thank you.
Hola, Javier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I look for teacher, of course, and I try to motivate for that. And I work with the International Commission and Training School. If we have a teacher, at least some of them too. I don't know. I don't know the situation now because all is online now. But the level of English, that is the problem. And I was thinking in another colleague who work in prevention probably could be interested. I have to work with her.
Jessica, the question of the language is less important than the question of competence.
Perfect.
So someone who has a very good competence in a practice is interesting for us.
Yes.
And we will find solutions for the translation.
Perfect. I like that. Perfect.
Paulina, you are already involved as a representative of Trampoline.
Yes, I have some ideas, and as you said before, skills are more important than language. So I have some ideas I will discuss with Fabienne. How can I propose, I suggest to my colleagues. And I think other point, important point is motivation, you know. People has to be motivated to do it.
Yes.
Because if you don't have motivation, you can be a very good teacher, have a very good skills, but finally it's not. Finally, it's you won't be a good teacher if you are not motivated, I think.
Remember, the question of George was, who is interested to participate once a month to a meet to build the profile of the ideal trainer? This is the question.
Yes, by me, I can do it. I can participate once a month.
Yes, and Fabienne, it is even to think of the strategy, the global strategy.
Yeah.
It's not me.
Oh,
it's
I
not
see
Fabienne.
Javier. I didn't know he was with us.
He just joined.
We have Ireland also. Zdenka.
Yes, I have been contemplating on the question because my natural says, of course, although I am not sure that I would be the right person as I am not a trainer myself. However, I do feel an urge to be a little bit closer to the process of developing the academy. So if there is no other space or possibility for me to participate, and if you agree, then I could take part in this group.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I totally agree, because it's not only a matter of teaching. So we not necessarily have to be all teachers in the meeting, but in the team. But I think that we have also to be a training manager or manager at all in order to organize the activities. So thank you.
Okay, it's a pleasure. I'm looking forward to that. Thank you.
Yes, and Javier from Cool Mine House, did you participate to this discussion since a long moment or not? I don't hear you. You open your microphone, Javier.
You're mute. You're mute.
Hi, George.
Hi. Did you hear what we were discussing?
We make one trainer in Kulman. Can you hear me now? No?
Yes, better. Could you repeat?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Sure. When we have a trainer in Cool Mine, you know that she will this is for she's in Cool Mine, and she is really happy to bring this to the academy.
The sound is not very good. Huh? I don't know if someone understands well.
I think I understood. I think Javier is just confirming that they have a trainer, but I don't think he understands the question as to whether he wants to participate on the committee. I don't think he was part of the discussion. So Javier,
Okay.
since I have the word, if you can, I can't hear you, see you. It seems like Javier dropped out.
Yes. We will continue with other people, and then Javier will come back and we will explain him what is the question. So we saw, yes, Juan, you are very new, but I don't know if you have time, if you want to participate, or if you say it will be Jessica. What is your opinion?
Well, I'm very glad of the offer. I suppose I should ask and be if it's a way to organize it, because maybe I'm not the best option in our team, but I think it's very important to contribute in these kind of formations. And Jessica will talk with all the candidates. Maybe I'm one of them. I don't know. but I think it's a little premature to decide it now. We have to discuss just it, but I'm very glad of the opportunity. But we would like to talk with other mates that are very good of porting their ideas. So I don't know what to say right now.
Thank you, Juan. Thank you. So Annalisa.
Oh, yes. It will be a pleasure for me to join the team. I'm not such a good teacher. I'm more used in back office activities in designing training, organizing training, but I will be available, and also for the part of translation, because I know some languages. So if I can help with translation, I'm totally available.
Very fine. And you know, again, as Andrea said, it is important to have a multidisciplinary team. And so, and also that you have behind of you an organization specialized in training. So this is very important. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Who did I forget except Javier? Yes, Javier is back. Do you hear me, Javier? I see your face, but I don't hear you.
He's mute.
Maybe you are on mute. Apologize, the connection is very bad. Okay, Javier, okay. What we will do, I think, is we will make the minutes of this meet discussion with some questions and some proposal, concrete things that you can read this afternoon and answer. We will have to do a moment maybe for fixing the next meeting of the teacher team. We can do this when we are together now. We are a Friday morning. Is a Friday morning a good moment for most of you? Once a month to make a meeting? Yes, it's okay for everyone. That's fine.
Yes.
This is for the people who are interested in the strategy team, that's right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. And so should we, yes, should we meet before 1 month for fixing the message, the email, and the message that you have to share? Andrea, what do you think about it? Andrea, you are mute. You are on mute.
Sorry, I was taking a look of my agenda to, yes, I think so. I think that it's a good idea to meet.
Andrea, I don't.
Could you hear me?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I think I will. It's a good idea to have a meeting not too late. If you agree on Friday morning, I may suggest, for example, I was taking a look of my agenda. For example, the 9th of April. Could it be good?
For me, yes.
Yes.
Yes, no problem.
No, April
Okay.
is
Yes.
Tuesday.
Friday.
No,
Yes.
sorry.
Friday.
Friday.
Yes.
Friday 9th of April.
At the same moment, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Okay. So if you have some colleagues who want to take a look of the record of this meeting, you find the YouTube link in the chat. So this meeting has been recorded, and it is not public, but if you follow the link, you may take a look of the audio video recording of this meeting. And so if you want to share it with your colleague to have an idea what we have discussed about and what is Ecett Academy, I think you may go there. And if you have other question, if not, I think that we may.
Okay, can I?
And
I want
yes.
to, yes, I want to sort out the main idea of this meeting. I take some notes, and then who will do that was a question. And so I have 7 persons to participate to the strategy team. So tell me if it's correct. Sylvia, Theodora, Stenka, Paulina, George, Andrea, and Annalisa. That's right?
And Jessica.
And Jessica.
And me, yes.
And Jessica.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, because sometimes it's difficult to understand. The first meeting of this group will be on Friday, April 9 at 10. And for all the participants of the meeting, try to speak to 3 people on your personal circle about and talk to them about the project and motivate to apply to be a teacher. Okay,
Yes,
do you want me to say something about this report?
Fabienne, I will contribute also to the report, and Andrea can make changes if we did not understand well some things. Andrea, I will open a Drive document where everyone, not just only a document, but a folder for the documents of the Academy. And so everyone can go to these documents to share with his colleagues the information.
I think we have already one, so it's if you want to share that, we have already one Drive, one folder in Drive, and I think it is shared only among us. But if you want to share that one, I think it's okay.
Okay. I also put in the chat the link for the report of this meeting.
Okay. Okay, and Andrea, when can we start to work on the charter?
I think that I may take a look at the candidates, teacher, and I may provide you a draft for the next meeting.
Okay.
If you want. So on April 9th, I will provide you a draft of the charter in order to see if you want to add something, or if it is okay to be published or spread, to start to collect potential targets, target groups, target professional to the group, for the initiative.
And as Paulina is now looking for having speakers for the webinars, so she looks at the good practices. She tries to contact the practitioners of these good practices, and then she can also ask these people if they accept to fill the Lime survey questionnaire. So we will have more possibilities of trainers.
Yeah.
Are there questions or opinions?
George,
yes.
May I say something?
Yes.
Because we have a therapy group in a few minutes, we have to say goodbye, Tina and me.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Bye, Theodora. Bye, Atina.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a nice weekend.
Yes, and for Javier, he's still listening to us. So the question now is, we want to build a small team of thinkers, people from different countries who can participate in the building of the academy. And so if Javier or if Liza agree to join this team of teachers who think the strategy of the academy, it is welcome. So this you can see with Liza if one person of Cool Mind can participate once a month to this strategy. Are there other people who want to say something? If not, so we can have a lunch. No, not yet the lunch, not for Belgium, but for Greece maybe yes. So, well, thank you very much for your participation, and I will build with Andrea. You know, I like the logical frameworks, so I like to know who has to do what when. So I will work on it so we can know from month to month who had to do what.
That's excellent, George.
Perfect.
Thank you for the guidance and inspiration, I must say.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
very much.
Bye, Andrea.
Have a nice
Thank
weekend.
you.
Bye-bye.
Nice
Bye.
day.
Thanks
Bye.
for
Bye.
setting us up,
Bye-bye.
Andrea.
Thank you
That
so
was
much.
fantastic.
Thank you for all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, bye.